Hey guys, so today I wanted to show you a little bit about what I do to prepare the back of the painting before I start doing my fluid art. So basically, what I do is I just use some painter's tape, but you can use, any kind of tape, like any kind of like masking tape. But the painter's tape, it works really well just because it doesn't leave, sticky residue behind. So I just use the painter's tape and I tape along the back. It just makes it neater so you don't get paint all over the back of the canvas. And then once I get that tape on there, the next thing I'll do is I will put the little paint canvas stands. And you'll see that in just a second. So I put those on. I just use thumbtacks and hammer those down in there. And that elevates the canvas so that whenever you're doing the pour painting, the paint doesn't get all over the back. And the paint or the tape keeps it from doing that too, but I always find it's just easier to have it elevated. So you'll see me doing that here in just a moment. I'll let you go ahead and watch, and then I will be right back. All right, so I'm finishing putting up the canvas stands on there. I'll put a link in the description to where you guys can get these, and I don't get any commissions or anything like that, so I'll just put the link on Amazon. That's the easiest place to get them. But you can most likely get them from any art supply store as well. So if you don't want to use Amazon, then any art supply store should have these. The ones I like the best are these yellow ones. They look like little pyramids. I find they're easiest and they're the perfect size. So I'm finishing putting those on. And then today, the painting I'm preparing this to do the funnel technique. And you guys, if you've seen my videos before, you've seen me do this quite a few times. But basically what I'll do is use a funnel, and I will just pour the paint in layers into the funnel, and then I will just start lifting the funnel up and down in order to let the paint spread across the canvas. So I'll go ahead and get started doing that, and I will be right back in just a moment to tell you guys what I'm doing next. All right, so we've got the funnel, and I'm ready to go ahead and start pouring the paint in. Basically, it's super easy. You guys can, go whichever order you want to with the paint. With this technique, I've found that it turns out different every single time. I think if the paint is thicker, it can give you more of that ripple effect. I've had one painting really that I've done with this technique that has created the ripple effect. The other ones, my paint was actually quite thin, and it spread out more, so it did not give me that effect. So if you do the funnel technique and your paint is slightly thicker, then you're more likely to get that effect. So, anyway, I am layering those paints in there, and I'm about ready to go ahead and start lifting the funnel up and down. That's basically all you do with this technique. You just layer it in there and then just lift it up and down once you get all your paints in there. And I have found that depending on the size of the canvas, I may need to add several layers of paint. Once I get it all onto the canvas, then I may have to add more just for it to cover the whole thing. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll let you guys watch, and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got the paints onto the canvas, and I always just kind of use the torch to pop any little bubbles and stuff. So that's what I'm doing there. These paints in particular, I've got that gold in there, and usually when I use the gold, I get the cells starting to develop a little bit. Not too many on this one, but a few there. You can see it looks like they're probably going to go over the edge, though. I think I end up with a few that I get to sort of keep, but this painting, it actually it's really quick. Sometimes whenever you guys do these, you when you tilt them, you can get to the design you want really quickly. And this one, it just didn't take very long before I knew that's what I wanted. So that's what happened on this one, and it's pretty much done. I was just looking at it there just to see if I wanted to do anything else, but that's pretty much the way I wanted it. And if you guys have any questions about any of the paintings that I do, make sure that you in the comments you can send me a question that way, or through my social media. I'm pretty much on all the socials. I'm just Miss Artsy Mom on all those. So Instagram, Facebook, all the socials. That's what my name is. So if you can find me on there, if you have a question about any of the paintings or any of the techniques, you can feel free to ask there or just in the comments here. So I'd love to hear from you guys. And what I'm doing here, I always do this is just to go along the bottom and just scrape the paint off so it does not pull that design over the side there. So that's what you see me doing there. And also I'm just kind of dripping some of the paint on the areas that it did not get on the sides, because sometimes whenever it flows over the sides, you have just little white areas where it did not cover. So that's what I'm doing there. But anyway, so if you guys are liking these videos, I would so appreciate if you would just make sure to give me a like and also subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping in the future that I'll have some different things that I'm going to be doing as far as my paintings. As far as the techniques and things, I have done a lot of the same things, but I really want to do some different things. I've got some things coming up that I might be able to get in here and show you guys how to do. I'm trying to learn first before I do that. But anyway, that's all for this one. And like I said, if you guys would like and subscribe, I would appreciate that. And I'll see you next time.